Yes, sir. With pleasure. The human fleet moved out to meet the aliens. At its head was the Void Reaper, now flying human colors. Around it were the surviving ships from the first battle, repaired and rearmed. When the two fleets met, the aliens got a shock. Their greatest ship was fighting against them. Its weapons had been changed. Its tactics were unpredictable, but most shocking of all, it was winning. The battle was short. The alien fleet expected to fight other aliens using alien tactics. Instead, they faced their own technology used in human ways. Chaos, creativity, unpredictability. The human fleet scattered and regrouped. They hit and ran. They used asteroids for cover. They did everything the aliens thought was impossible. When it was over, 15 alien ships were destroyed. The other 5 surrendered. Admiral Morrison's message to the Cathari Empire was simple. Your Dreadnought crossed into Sol system. It never came back. Neither did your fleet. Earth is under human protection now. Any ship that enters our space without permission will be captured or destroyed. This is your final warning. The message was received across the galaxy. Other empires heard it too. Earth was no longer a primitive world to be conquered. Earth was dangerous. Some empires decided to stay away. Others came to trade instead of conquer. A few brave species came to ask for help against their own enemies. Humanity had found its place in the galaxy, not as victims, not as conquerors, as protectors. The Void Reaper became the flagship of Earth's growing fleet. Other captured alien ships joined it. Human technology improved by studying alien designs. But the most important lesson was simple. Sometimes the best weapon is not being what your enemy expects. The aliens expected logic. Humans gave them chaos. The aliens expected formation fighting. Humans gave them guerrilla warfare. The aliens expected surrender. Humans gave them determination. And when the galaxy's greatest empire sent its greatest ship to conquer Earth, humanity gave them the greatest shock of their lives. Their Dreadnought crossed into Sol system. It never came back. But humanity did something. Even better. They made it their own, and they used it to protect their home among the stars. Sam felt the weight of those numbers. Good people had died to save Earth. They would be remembered as heroes. But they had won. Against impossible odds, humanity had defeated the most powerful ship in the galaxy. "Sir," his sensor officer said, "I'm detecting movement from the alien ship." Sam looked at his screens. The Void Reaper was powering up its engines, but not for escape. The humans were learning to fly it. Test pilot Grace Parker was at the alien controls. She had volunteered to be the first human to pilot the captured Dreadnought. "How does it feel?" Admiral Morrison asked over the radio. "Strange, sir. Like driving a house. Everything is so big and powerful." "Can you handle it?" Grace smiled. She had spent years flying through asteroid fields. This was just another challenge. "Yes, sir. Give me a few more hours and I'll have this thing dancing." On Earth, people were celebrating. The news of humanity's victory had spread around the world. In every city, crowds gathered in the streets. They cheered for their brave defenders, but Admiral Morrison was not celebrating yet. He knew this was just the beginning. "Amy," he said to his communications officer, "any response from the Cathari Empire?" "Nothing yet, sir. But I'm monitoring their communication frequencies." Morrison nodded. The aliens would respond eventually. They had lost their greatest ship to primitives. That would not go unanswered. "Sir," Dr. Alex Murphy said. He had been studying captured alien data. "I found something interesting." What is it? Records of the 12 worlds the Kethari conquered. How they did it. What resistance they faced. And none of those worlds fought like we did, sir. They all used standard military tactics, formation fighting, logical strategies, everything the aliens expected. Morrison was not surprised. What happened to them? Conquered in days, sometimes hours. The Kethari would arrive, demand surrender, then destroy any resistance with overwhelming force. But we didn't give them overwhelming force to use. Exactly, sir. We scattered. We hid. We used guerrilla tactics. The aliens never got a chance to use their main advantages. Morrison thought about this. It made sense. The Kethari Empire had grown strong by fighting enemies who played by the rules. But humans had thrown out the rules entirely. Any idea what they'll do next? Morrison asked. Unknown, sir. This has never happened to them before. They'll need time to figure out how to respond. That gave humanity time to prepare. Morrison planned to use every second of it. Jack, he called to the chief petty officer working on alien systems. How long until we can operate their ship properly? A few weeks, sir. Maybe a month. The basic systems are working now. But to use it in combat, we need more time. What about their weapons? Most are destroyed, but we can rebuild them using alien technology. Or better yet, we can install human weapons. Morrison liked that idea. Human weapons designed by humans for human tactics, installed on an alien ship that was nearly indestructible. Do it, he said. Over the next month, human engineers crawled through every part of the Void Reaper. They learned how alien technology worked. They fixed what was broken. They improved what could be improved. Most importantly, they made it human. The alien energy weapons were replaced with human kinetic cannons. The alien shield system was modified to protect against the weapons humans used. The alien computer system was reprogrammed to think like humans thought. When they were done, the ship was still the Void Reaper. But now it fought like a human ship. Captain Dan Miller was chosen to command it. He had proven himself in the asteroid battle. He understood how to fight with chaos and creativity. How does she handle? Admiral Morrison asked during the first test flight. Like a dream, sir. All the power of the original, but with human flexibility. Good. We're going to need it. Morrison was right. 3 weeks later, Amy Rodriguez detected alien signals at the edge of the solar system. Sir, multiple contacts, big ones. The Kethari Empire is sending a fleet. Morrison looked at his tactical display. 20 alien ships were approaching, smaller than the Void Reaper, but still dangerous. How long until they arrive? 4 days. Sir? Morrison smiled. It was not a nice smile. The aliens expected to find Earth defenseless. They expected to avenge their lost Dreadnought easily. They were wrong. Amy, send a message to the approaching fleet. What should it say, sir? Morrison thought for a moment. Then he spoke slowly and clearly. This is Admiral Morrison of Earth Defense Command. You are entering human space without permission. You have 10 minutes to turn around and leave. If you continue, you will face the consequences. The response came back quickly. It was full of alien words that meant angry things. I think they're refusing, sir, Amy said. Good, Morrison said. Dan, take the Void Reaper and our fleet to meet them. Show them what happens when you threaten humanity. But just as he reached for the final control, the bridge doors exploded inward. Matt Rogers and his team burst onto the alien bridge. They had fought their way through 12 decks of enemy soldiers. Now they faced the alien commander himself. Zeth Carr was huge. 3 meters tall with 4 arms and red eyes full of hate. He drew an energy sword that glowed like fire. "You will not take my ship," he said in perfect English. Matt Rogers held a simple assault rifle. "We already have." The final battle began. Human Marines against alien crew members. Simple bullets against energy weapons. It was chaos. But the humans had advantages. They were smaller and faster. They could take cover behind control panels that were too low for the aliens. Anna Williams was not fighting. She was working on the alien computers. Her job was to stop the self-destruct. "Matt, I need more time," she called out. "How much more?" 2 minutes. Matt looked around the bridge. Half his team was down. The aliens were still fighting hard. He was not sure they had 2 minutes. That was when Sergeant Pete Johnson arrived with his team. They had taken the engine room and come to help. "Thought you might need backup," Pete said. With the new troops, the humans slowly won control of the bridge. One by one, the alien crew members fell. Finally, only Commander Zeth Carr was left. He stood over the self-destruct control. His energy sword was broken. His gray skin was covered in wounds. "You have won this battle," he said, "but you will not live to enjoy it." He reached for the final control button. That was when Anna Williams finished her work. "Got it," she said. "The self-destruct is locked out." Zeth Carr pressed the button. Nothing happened. He pressed it again. Still nothing. "Impossible," he said. "Your computers are kind of simple," Anna said. "Once I figured out the basic programming, it was easy to lock you out." For the first time in his life, Commander Zeth Carr felt despair. His ship was captured. His crew was defeated. His self-destruct was disabled. He had lost to primitives. Matt Rogers kept his rifle pointed at the alien commander. "Surrender and live, or fight and die. Your choice." Zeth Carr looked around his ruined bridge, at his dead crew, at the humans who had beaten him with simple weapons and crazy tactics. Slowly, he raised his 4 hands. "I surrender," he said. The Void Reaper was captured. The most powerful ship in the Cathari Empire belonged to humans now, but the victory came with a price. Many good people had died in the battle. Captain Lisa Thompson and her crew on the USS Liberty. Dozens of other brave sailors and Marines. Admiral Morrison would remember them all. But for now, he had work to do. "Amy, send a message to the Cathari Empire," he ordered. "What should it say, sir?" Morrison looked at the captured alien Dreadnought floating in space. Its hull was cracked and broken, but it was still the most powerful ship humans had ever seen. Tell them their Dreadnought crossed into Sol's system. It never came back, and if they send another one, it won't come back either. The message was sent. Earth had won its first battle against the stars, but Morrison knew this was just the beginning. The galaxy was full of empires and enemies. They would come eventually. When they did, they would find that humanity was ready to fight for their home, ready to die for their freedom, ready to show the universe what happened when you threatened Earth. Commander Zeth Carr sat in the human prison cell. It was small and simple, nothing like the grand quarters he was used to on his ship. The walls were plain metal. The bed was hard, but he was alive. He had surrendered to primitives, and they had let him live. Outside his cell, human guards watched him. They were polite but careful. They brought him food and water. They answered his questions about human culture. It was confusing. In the Cathari Empire, defeated enemies were killed or enslaved. There was no middle ground, but these humans treated him like a guest instead of a prisoner. "Why do you not execute me?" he asked one of the guards. The guard was a young woman named Carol. She had kind eyes. "Because that's not how we do things." "But I tried to destroy your world." "Yes, you did. But the war is over now. You surrendered. That means something to us." Zethkar did not understand. These humans were strange creatures. On the bridge of the IE captured Void Reaper, Chief Petty Officer Jack Wilson was learning to operate alien technology. He was good with machines. He could fix anything that had gears or circuits, but alien computers were different. "This is incredible," he said to Dr. Kate Miller. She was helping him study the alien systems. "What did you find?" Kate asked. "Their technology is amazing, but it's also limited. Everything follows strict rules, no flexibility, no room for creative thinking." Kate nodded. "That explains why they couldn't handle our tactics. Their computers expected logical behavior." "Right. When we started acting crazy, their systems couldn't adapt." Admiral Morrison was listening to their report. He stood in the alien command center, looking at screens full of strange symbols. "What else can you tell me about their ship?" he asked. "It's powerful, sir. More powerful than anything we have, but it's also fragile in unexpected ways." "How so?" "Everything is automated. The crew just follows computer orders. They never learn to think for themselves." Morrison understood. The aliens had made their technology too perfect. It could handle normal situations perfectly. But when something unexpected happened, it failed. Humans were different. Human technology was messier, less perfect. But it could adapt when things went wrong. "Can we operate this ship?" Morrison asked. "With time, yes, sir. The basic controls are not too complicated once you understand them." Across the solar system, other human ships were cleaning up the battlefield. They rescued survivors from damaged vessels. They collected pieces of alien technology for study. Captain Sam Davis was leading the salvage operation. His ship, the Aurora, had taken damage but was still working. "How many ships did we lose?" he asked his communications officer. 14. "Destroyed, sir. 6 more too damaged to repair. Total casualties, 437 dead, 212 wounded." The Void Reaper floated dead in space. Its mighty hull was cracked and broken. Atmosphere leaked from dozens of holes. Half its weapons were destroyed, but it was still alive, still dangerous. Commander Zethkar stood on his damaged bridge. Sparks flew from broken control panels. The lights flickered. His perfect ship was ruined. "Damage report," he demanded. "Sir," his engineering officer said, "we have lost 60% of our weapons. Life support is failing on 8 decks. The main drive is offline." Zethkar felt rage burn in his chest. These primitive humans had done this to him. They had damaged the pride of the Cathari Empire with mining equipment and suicide attacks. "What about the planet killer?" "Destroyed, sir. The humans targeted it specifically." Zethkar closed his 4 eyes. His greatest weapon was gone. But he still had one option left. One way to deny these humans their victory. "Prepare the self-destruct sequence," he said quietly. His crew looked at him in shock. The self-destruct would destroy everything within 100 kilometers, including any human ships nearby. "Sir," his first officer said, "if we self-destruct here, the explosion will also destroy us." "Better to die with honor than live in shame," Zethkar said. "I will not be the first Cathari commander to lose to primitives." On the human ships surrounding the alien Dreadnought, Admiral Morrison was giving orders. His flagship, the cruiser Washington, had taken damage, but was still fighting. All ships, prepare boarding parties. We're going to take that ship. Captain Matt Rogers volunteered to lead the assault. He was a former Marine who knew about boarding actions. His team included Sergeant Anna Williams, who used to fix ships before the war started. Admiral, how do we get inside that thing? Matt asked. The same way we've been fighting, Morrison said. We improvise. The plan was simple and crazy. The humans would use mining pods to reach the alien ship. These pods were designed to land on asteroids and dig for metal. They had cutting tools and thick armor, but they were not built for war. Sir, Anna Williams said, these pods don't have weapons. They don't need weapons, Matt Rogers said. They have welding torches, and we have determination. 20 mining pods launched from the surviving human ships. Each one carried 5 Marines. They flew toward the Void Reaper like metal insects heading for a dying whale. The alien ship tried to stop them. Point defense guns fired energy beams at the approaching pods, but most of the alien weapons were destroyed. Only a few guns were left. 2 pods were hit and destroyed. The others kept coming. Hang on, the pilot of Pod 7 said. This is going to be rough. The mining pods crashed into the alien hull. Their magnetic clamps grabbed onto the metal surface. Their cutting torches started burning through the armor. Inside, the alien ship, alarms were screaming. Cathari soldiers ran through the corridors carrying energy rifles. They had never faced boarding parties before. In 12 conquered worlds, no enemy had ever gotten inside a Cathari ship. Intruders detected on decks 5, 7, and 9, the security officer reported. Send all troops to repel them, Zethkar ordered. But the Cathari had a problem. Their ship was designed to keep their own crew in line, not to stop invaders. The internal defenses were weak, and the humans were not coming through the main airlocks like normal boarding parties. They were cutting their way in through maintenance shafts and cargo bays, places the aliens never expected to defend. Matt Rogers led his team through a narrow tunnel that carried power cables. The space was too small for the large Cathari soldiers to follow. This way, he whispered. Head for the bridge. Behind him, Anna Williams carried a bag full of tools. Not military weapons, just things she used to fix ships, wire cutters, welding gear, electronic scramblers. Matt, I'm picking up alien comm signals, she said. They're trying to coordinate their defense. Can you jam them? Give me 2 minutes. Anna pulled out a device that looked like a radio. She had built it from spare parts. It would scramble alien communications. There, she said. Now they can't talk to each other. The human boarding parties spread through the alien ship like a virus. They crawled through air ducts. They cut through bulkheads. They appeared in places the aliens never thought to guard. Sergeant Pete Johnson led another team toward the engine room. He had fought in Earth's cities before joining the space fleet. He knew how to fight in tight spaces. Remember, he told his men, in close quarters our weapons are better than theirs. It was true. The alien energy rifles were powerful in open space, but inside narrow corridors they were hard to aim. Human weapons were simpler. Bullets worked just as well in small spaces as in large ones. The first fight came when Pete's team reached a main corridor. 6 Cathari soldiers were waiting for them. The aliens were tall and strong. Their gray skin looked like armor, but they were surprised when humans came through the ceiling instead of the floor. The battle was short and brutal. Human bullets against alien energy beams. The humans won because they were faster and smarter. Keep moving, Pete said. Don't give them time to organize. On the bridge, Commander Zethkar was getting desperate reports from all over his ship. Sir, humans on deck 5. Sir, they've taken the cargo bay. Sir, our communications are being jammed. Zethkar realized his ship was being overrun by insects. These primitive humans were crawling through his vessel like parasites. How many? He demanded. Unknown, sir. They're everywhere. Meanwhile, Admiral Morrison was coordinating the assault from his command ship. He had teams inside the alien vessel, but he could not talk to them directly. The alien ship's hull blocked most radio signals. Sir, Amy Rodriguez said, I'm getting scattered reports from the boarding teams. They're making progress. What about the aliens' self-destruct? Unknown, sir. We have to assume they'll try it. Morrison was right. On the alien bridge, Zethkar was entering codes into the self-destruct system. Sir, his weapons officer said, are you sure about this? We could still fight them off. Look around you, Zethkar said. They are in our ship. They are winning. I will not be captured by primitives. The self-destruct sequence needed 3 command codes. Zethkar had entered 2 of them. One more and the ship would explode in 5 minutes. The Void Reaper pushed deeper into the solar system. Commander Zethkar was getting more angry with each passing hour. These human insects kept buzzing around his ship. They would not go away. Sir, the human ships are still following us, his sensor officer reported. I can see that, Zethkar snapped. Why have we not destroyed them all? They keep moving, sir. Every time we lock weapons, they change position. Zethkar looked at the tactical display. The human ships moved like nothing he had ever seen. No formation, no pattern, just chaos. It does not matter, he said. Once we destroy their homeworld, they will have nowhere to run. The Dreadnought was now entering the asteroid belt. Millions of rocks floated in space between Mars and Jupiter. Some were as big as mountains. Others were just dust. Captain Eric Johnson was waiting there. His ship was called the Harvest Moon. It was not a warship. It was a mining vessel, big and slow and ugly. But Eric had something special hidden in his cargo bay. Admiral Morrison, this is Johnson. The package is ready. Morrison's voice came back over the radio. Good. Wait for my signal. The package was not normal cargo. Eric and his crew had been working for 3 days. They had taken apart nuclear warheads. Not to make bombs, to make something else. Something crazy. Dr. Kate Miller had helped design it. She was still near Mars, but her voice was on the radio. Eric, remember what we talked about. The timing has to be perfect. I understand, Eric said. One chance. Make it count. Around the asteroid belt, other human ships were hidden. Captain Dan Miller commanded a group of fighters near the big asteroid Ceres. Lieutenant Sarah Evans was in her small ship, the Wasp, hiding behind a spinning rock. They were all waiting for the same thing, for the alien ship to reach the exact right spot. Admiral Morrison was watching from Earth. His command center was quiet. Everyone was holding their breath. Sir, Amy Rodriguez said, the alien ship is entering Zone 7. Not yet, Morrison said. Wait for Zone 5. The Void Reaper moved through the asteroid field like it owned the place. Its shields pushed aside small rocks. Its sensors looked for human ships to destroy. Sir, the alien tactical officer said, this asteroid field could hide enemy ships. Should we scan more carefully? Zethkar waved a hand. Let them hide. What can they do? Throw rocks at us? He had no idea how right he was. The Void Reaper reached Zone 5. This was a special place. The asteroids here were arranged in a pattern, not by nature, by humans. Now, Morrison said. Eric Johnson pressed a button. Package delivered. What happened next was impossible. The asteroids around the alien ship suddenly came to life. But they were not normal asteroids anymore. Inside each rock, nuclear bombs exploded. Not outward like normal bombs. Inward. The energy was focused into the center of each asteroid. The rocks collapsed in on themselves. They became artificial gravity wells. Captain Tyler Brooks had designed the system. He used to blow up buildings on Earth. Now he was blowing up space itself. The Void Reaper suddenly felt like it was being pulled in 12 directions at once. Gravity waves hit the ship from all sides. The hull started to bend and crack. "What is happening?" Zethkar screamed. "Gravity anomalies, sir. The asteroids are creating artificial gravity fields." "That is impossible. Sir, the humans have weaponized gravity itself." The alien ship's shields started to fail. They were designed to stop energy weapons and physical attacks, not gravity waves. The Void Reaper was being twisted like a piece of metal in a vise. "Emergency power to structural integrity," Zethkar ordered. But it was too late. The trap had been sprung, and now the real attack began. Human ships poured out of hiding places all through the asteroid field. They had been waiting behind rocks and ice chunks. Now they came out like angry bees. Captain Dan Miller led the main assault. His ship, the Ranger, fired everything it had at the struggling alien vessel. Other ships followed his lead. "All ships, target the weapon ports," Morrison's voice said over the radio. "Don't let it shoot back." The humans had learned something important during their hit-and-run attacks. The alien ship was powerful, but it had weak spots, places where the armor was thinner, where the shields did not cover as well. Lieutenant. Sarah Evans in the Wasp found the biggest weak spot of all. She had been studying the alien shields for hours. She noticed something strange. "All ships, this is Evans. The alien shields are set up wrong." "What do you mean?" Dan Miller asked. "They're designed to stop energy weapons, lasers and plasma beams, but not kinetic rounds. Kinetic rounds were simple. Metal bullets fired at very high speed. Old-fashioned weapons. The kind humans had used for hundreds of years." "You mean our bullets can get through?" Captain Sam Davis asked. He had arrived with more ships from the outer system. "Some of them," Sarah said, "if we hit the right spots." The human ships changed their attack pattern. Instead of trying to overload the shields with energy weapons, they used simple bullets. Lots of them. The Void Reaper was in trouble. Its shields flickered and failed in several places. Its hull showed dozens of holes. Some of its weapon ports had been destroyed. "Sir," the alien damage control officer said, "we have hull breaches on 15 decks. Shield generators 4 and 7 are offline. We're losing atmosphere in sections 9 through 12. Zethkar could not believe what was happening. His mighty Dreadnought was being hurt by primitive weapons, metal bullets and gravity bombs made from old nuclear warheads. "Return fire," he ordered. "Destroy them all!" The Void Reaper's main guns fired. Energy beams reached out to swat the human ships. But the humans were ready for this. They scattered again. Each ship went in a different direction. Some dove toward larger asteroids. Others climbed away from the battle. A few flew directly at the alien ship, then changed direction at the last. Second, Grace Parker was leading a group of fighters in a crazy maneuver. They flew in a spiral around the alien ship, firing as they went. The aliens could not track them all. "This is like mining metal whales all over again," she said over the radio. "Stay close to the big one. It can't hit what's too close." The metal whale strategy worked. The Void Reaper's big guns could not target ships that were too close to its hull. The humans used this. They flew right next to the alien ship and shot at point-blank range, but the alien ship was still dangerous. Even hurt, it had enough firepower to destroy planets, and Zethkar was getting desperate. "Enough of this," he said. "Prepare the planet. Killer weapon." The Planet Killer was the Void Reaper's most powerful gun. It could crack a world in half. Zethkar planned to use it on Earth from long range. "End this fight once and for all." "Sir," his weapons officer said. "The Planet Killer needs 10 minutes to charge." "Then give me 10 minutes," Zethkar said. The alien ship tried to pull away from the human swarm. It needed distance to use its biggest weapon, but the humans would not let it go. Admiral Morrison saw what was happening. The alien ship was trying to escape the asteroid field. If it got away, Earth was doomed. "All ships, this is Morrison. Stop that ship, whatever it takes." Captain Lisa Thompson on the USS Liberty understood. Her ship was the biggest human vessel. Still tiny compared to the alien Dreadnought, but big enough to matter. "Liberty to all ships. I'm going to ram them." "Lisa, no," Morrison said. "You'll be killed." "Maybe," she said, "but better me than 7 billion people on Earth." The USS Liberty turned toward the Void Reaper. Its engines glowed white-hot as it picked up speed. Lisa Thompson was going to sacrifice her ship and crew to save their home world. But she was not alone. Other human ships saw what she was doing. They followed her lead. "If the Liberty is ramming, then so are we," Captain Sam Davis said. "Count me in," said Grace Parker. "And me," said Dan Miller. One by one, human ships turned toward the alien Dreadnought. They were going to ram it, all of them. A suicide charge to save Earth. Zethkar watched in horror as dozens of human ships headed straight for his vessel. These primitives were actually going to kill themselves to hurt him. "They are insane," he said. His first officer nodded. "Completely insane, sir. No rational species would do this." "Stop them," Zethkar ordered. But it was too late. The humans were too close, moving too fast, coming from too many directions. The Void Reaper could not stop them all. The first ship hit the alien hull, then the second, then the third. Each impact sent shock waves through the massive alien vessel. Hull plates buckled, internal systems failed. The USS Liberty hit last. Captain Lisa Thompson aimed her ship at the alien's main weapon array. The ship exploded against the alien hull, but it did its job. The Planet Killer weapon was destroyed. In the wreckage of the battle, the Void Reaper floated helpless. Half its weapons were gone, its shields were down, its hull was cracked in 100 places, but it was not dead yet. And Commander Zethkar was not ready to surrender. "Prepare boarding defenses," he ordered. "The humans will try to board us." He was right. Admiral Morrison had one more plan. If they could not destroy the alien ship, they would capture it. The final battle was about to begin. The Void Reaper moved through space like death itself. Commander Zethkar stood on his bridge and watched the small human ships run away, just like all the others. 12 worlds had done the same thing. First they ran, then they begged, then they died. "The humans are retreating to their home world," his weapons officer reported. "As expected," Zethkar said. "Primitives always run when they see real power." But something was wrong. The human ships were not running straight back to Earth. They were spreading out, moving in strange patterns. Some went toward the asteroid belt, others headed for the outer planets. "Sir, their formation makes no sense," the tactical officer said. Zethkar was annoyed. "They are cowards. Logic means nothing to cowards." Near Mars, Chief Engineer Ryan Walsh was working fast. He was a big man with dirty hands and a smart mind. Around him, mining satellites floated in space. These were peaceful machines. They dug up rocks and metal from asteroids. Ryan was changing them. "Pass me that welding torch," he told his partner, Dr. Kate Miller. She was small and quick with bright red hair. "Ryan, are you sure this will work?" Kate asked. "No," Ryan said. "But it's better than nothing." They were putting weapons on the mining satellites. Not fancy alien weapons, just simple things. Metal rods, explosive charges, even bags of rocks. The satellites had strong engines for moving asteroids. Now those engines would throw deadly things at aliens. "How many do we have?" Kate asked. 43 satellites, Ryan said, all armed and ready. Captain Sam Davis was watching from his destroyer, the Aurora. He was young but brave. His ship was small compared to the alien monster. But Sam had a plan. "All ships, this is Davis. Remember what Admiral Morrison said, we don't fight fair. We fight smart." Around him, 20 human ships waited. They were spread out among the asteroids, hidden. The aliens could not see them all. The Void Reaper kept coming. It was almost to Mars now. Its shields glowed blue. Its weapons were ready to fire. "Sir," Zethkar's sensor officer said, "I'm detecting the mining equipment near Mars. Should we destroy it?" Zethkar laughed. "Mining equipment? Let it be. We have bigger concerns." That was his first mistake. Ryan Walsh smiled. "Now," he said. 43 mining satellites came to life. At once, they launched their simple weapons at the huge alien ship. Metal rods moving fast as bullets. Explosive charges that could crack asteroids. Clouds of sharp rock fragments. The Void Reaper's shields stopped most of it, but not all. Some metal rods got through. They punched holes in the outer hull. Alarm. Sounds filled the alien bridge. "What was that?" Zethkar roared. "The mining equipment, sir. It was armed." Zethkar was angry now. These humans had tricked him. "Destroy it all!" The Dreadnought's weapons fired. Bright energy beams turned the satellites into dust. But the damage was done. The Void Reaper had been hurt, just a little. But hurt. "Sir," the damage control officer said. "Hull breaches on decks 7 and 12. Shields down to 95%. Zethkar could not believe it. Mining equipment had damaged his mighty ship. That was when the human ships attacked. Captain Sam Davis led the charge. But not like any normal attack. His ships did not come in formation. They did not follow any pattern the aliens knew. Instead, they came from everywhere at once. Some from above, some from below, others from the sides. They moved like a school of fish being chased by a shark, scattered and wild. "All ships, remember your training," Sam said over the radio. "Asteroid field rules. Move like the rocks move." The human pilots knew asteroid fields. They had grown up flying between tumbling rocks and spinning metal. They knew how to dodge and weave, how to use chaos as a weapon. Lieutenant Commander Grace Parker was one of them. She had spent 10 years mining asteroids. Her ship, the Comet, danced through space like it was alive. "Can't hit what you can't predict," she said to herself. The aliens tried to target the human ships, but every time they locked on, the humans would do something impossible. Flip upside down, spin sideways, change direction for no reason. "Their flight patterns make no sense," the alien weapons officer said. "Then shoot them all," Zethkar ordered. The Void Reaper fired everything. Energy beams lit up space. But the humans were already gone, moving to new positions, always moving. Grace Parker saw her chance. The big alien ship was busy shooting at ghosts. Its point defense weapons were looking the wrong way. "All ships, follow me," she said. "Hit and run, just like hunting metal whales." Metal whales were huge asteroid creatures that ate metal. Miners had to be smart to catch them. Hit fast, run fast. Never stay in one place. Grace's ship fired a spread of kinetic rounds at the alien hull. Simple metal bullets. Nothing fancy. But they hit hard. The Void Reaper's shields flickered. Other ships followed her lead. They came in fast, fired everything they had, then ran before the aliens could respond. On Earth, Dr. Alex Murphy was listening to alien radio traffic. He was a small man with thick glasses, but his brain was sharp. "Admiral Morrison, sir. I'm hearing something interesting." "What is it, Alex?" "The aliens are confused. They keep talking about our random behavior patterns and irrational tactics." Morrison smiled. "Good. What else?" "They're trying to predict our movements. But they can't. Their computers don't understand chaos." Colonel Nina Brooks was with them. She was a tough woman who knew about war. "Sir, that gives us an advantage. If they can't predict us, they can't fight us properly." "Exactly," Morrison said. "Tell our pilots to keep being unpredictable." Back in space, the battle continued. The Void Reaper was still powerful, still dangerous. But for the first time in his career, Commander Zethkar was not winning easily. His shields were down to 80%. His hull had dozens of small holes. His crew was frustrated. "Sir, we need a new strategy," his first officer said. Zethkar was thinking. These humans were not like the others. The other 12 worlds had fought with logic, with formation tactics, with predictable strategies. These humans fought like mad creatures. No pattern, no sense, just pure aggression and chaos. "Fine," Zethkar said. "If they want to play games, we will end this quickly. Set course for their home world. We will destroy their planet and be done with this nonsense." The Void Reaper changed direction. It headed straight for Earth. Its massive engines glowed bright blue. Sam Davis saw it happen. "All ships! The alien is heading for Earth. We can't let it get there." Grace Parker's voice came over the radio. "Sam, that thing is too big. We can't stop it." "Maybe not," Sam said. "But we can slow it down." The human ships followed the alien Dreadnought. They kept attacking, hit and run, like angry hornets chasing a giant. Each attack did little damage, but they added up. The alien shields got weaker. The hull got more holes. The crew got more angry. "Sir," the alien damage officer said, "we're losing efficiency. These constant attacks are wearing us down." Zethkar wanted to scream. How were these primitives hurting his ship? It was impossible, but Admiral Morrison had planned for this. He knew his ships were too small to win a straight fight, so he had told them not to fight straight. "Fight like humans," he had said. "Crazy, unpredictable, never give up." And that was exactly what they were doing. The Void Reaper was heading for Earth, but it was bleeding, hurt, angry. Behind it, the human fleet followed like a pack of wolves. Small but determined, ready to fight to the end. The real battle was just beginning. Space around Jupiter was quiet. The gas giant spun slowly, its red spot like a giant eye watching the darkness. Then something changed. The stars seemed to bend and twist. A bright flash lit up the void. The alien ship appeared from nowhere. It was massive. 2 kilometers long and half a kilometer wide. Black metal covered in strange symbols. Weapon ports dotted its hull like angry eyes. The ship was called the Void Reaper. It belonged to the Cathari Empire. On the bridge of the Dreadnought, Commander Zethkar stood tall. He was 3 meters high, with 4 arms and gray skin like stone. His red eyes looked at the screens showing the human solar system. He had done this 12 times before. 12 worlds had fallen to his ship. Earth would be number 13. "Report," Zethkar said. His voice was deep and cold. "The system contains 9 planets," said his first officer. "The 3rd planet has the most life. Primitive creatures called humans. They have small ships. Nothing that can hurt us." Zethkar smiled. It was not a nice smile. "Good. Send the message." Far away on Earth, alarms started ringing. Admiral Jake Morrison was drinking coffee when his aide burst into his office. Lieutenant Amy Rodriguez was young but smart. Her face was pale. "Sir, we have a problem. A big one." Morrison put down his coffee. He had gray hair and kind eyes, but those eyes could turn hard when needed. "Show me." They ran to the command center. The room was full of screens and busy people. Captain Ben Carter was already there. He was Morrison's best officer, tall and thin with quick hands. "Admiral, look at this," Carter said. He pointed to the main screen. It showed a dot near Jupiter. But this dot was huge. "How big?" Morrison asked. 2 kilometers long, sir. Maybe bigger. It just appeared. No warning." Morrison felt cold. Earth's biggest ship was only 300 meters long. This thing was 7 times bigger. Are we sure it's not ours? "Definitely not ours, sir, and not from any Earth nation." The room went quiet. Everyone knew what this meant. First contact, but this did not look friendly. Amy Rodriguez was at her station. She was trying to talk to the alien ship. Her fingers moved fast over the controls. "Sir, I'm getting something. It's a message." "Put it on speakers." The voice that came out was cold and harsh. It spoke perfect English, which was scary. How did they know human language? Humans of the 3rd planet. "I am Commander Zethkar of the Cathari Empire. Your world is now claimed by the Empire. You have 6 of your planetary rotations to surrender. Lay down your weapons, prepare for occupation, resist and die. This is your only warning." The message ended. The room was dead silent. Morrison felt his hands shake. 6 days. They had 6 days before this monster came for Earth. "Carter, get me a full report on our fleet. Everything we have." "Yes, sir." Carter's report was not good. Earth had 43 ships total. Most were small. The biggest was the USS Liberty under Captain Lisa Thompson. Even she was tiny next to the alien monster. "What about weapons?" Morrison asked. "Kinetic rounds mostly. Some missiles, nuclear warheads on a few ships. Nothing like what that thing probably has." Morrison looked at the screen again. The alien ship was moving, slowly but steadily toward the inner system. It would reach Mars in 3 days. Earth in 6. "Sir," Amy said, "I'm trying to respond. Maybe we can talk." "Go ahead." Amy sent a message. "This is Earth Defense Command. We wish to negotiate. Please respond." The answer came back fast. "There is nothing to negotiate. Surrender or die." Morrison felt anger rise in his chest. Who did these aliens think they were? Earth was not some backward planet to be bullied. "Sir," Ben Carter said quietly, "what do we do? We can't fight that thing." Morrison was quiet for a long moment. Around him, his people waited. Outside, Earth kept spinning. 7 billion people lived their lives. They did not know death was coming from space. But Morrison was not ready to give up. Humans did not surrender easy. They had fought wars for thousands of years. They had survived ice ages and plagues and disasters. They would not bow to aliens now. Carter, send orders to all ships. Emergency formation. Every captain to report to me in 6 hours. Sir, what's the plan? Morrison looked at the alien ship on the screen. It looked unstoppable. But humans had faced impossible odds before. The plan is simple. We're going to show these Cathari something they've never seen before. What's that, sir? What happens when you threaten humanity? The next hours were busy. Ship captains came to Earth from all over the system. Captain Lisa Thompson arrived from Mars Patrol. Captain Sam Davis came from the asteroid belt. They gathered in the war room. Morrison looked at their faces. Some were scared. All were determined. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a problem. An alien dreadnought is coming to conquer Earth. It outguns us. It's bigger than our whole fleet put together. Any sane person would surrender. He paused. Good thing we're not sane. Some people smiled. Morrison continued. This alien thinks he knows humans. He thinks we're primitive, weak. He's conquered 12 other worlds. He expects us to roll over and die. Morrison's voice got harder. He's wrong. We're going to teach him what humans do when someone threatens our home. We're going to show him why Earth is different. Captain Thompson spoke up. What's the plan, Admiral? Morrison smiled. It was not a nice smile. It reminded people of a wolf. We're going to use the one advantage we have. The aliens expect us to fight like them. Organized. Predictable. Following the rules. He looked around the room. We're going to break every rule they know.